India celebrated its 79th Independence Day, and Modi, dressed in a traditional outfit, delivered a passionate speech. My goddess Palki Sharma and Gaudiya Media's other clown Arnab highly praised Modi, considering his speech a great success. My comment section is often filled with viewers thanking me for my videos because they don't need to watch Palki or Arnab's clownish videos to know what's happening in India. This Independence Day was quite special. No foreign leaders visited, and there were no notable achievements to boast about. On the contrary, the Bharat Empire is facing numerous crises, making this the lowest point for Modi's Independence Day events since he took office. Modi first thanked the participants of the Sindoor operation for their great contributions and reviewed the military honor guard. Then he gave a speech, and I listened roughly, summarizing some points of public interest. Modi insisted that India achieved great success in the Sindoor operation. He also claimed Pakistan supports terrorist organizations and said India must strengthen its military, deploying a nationwide air defense system called Sudarshan Chakra to intercept threats from hostile countries. I need to correct Modi here. Pakistan supporting terrorist organizations is a unilateral claim by India, unsupported by major global powers like China and the US. Additionally, Modi launched a war against Pakistan, claiming it was retaliation for the Kashmir attack. However, months have passed, and the Indian military has failed to capture a single militant. If the Sindoor operation was truly successful, why hasn't Modi demanded Pakistan hand over the militants? Or, with hundreds of thousands of Indian troops deployed in Kashmir, how did all the militants escape? Can such an army really defeat Pakistan's military? Apart from India's claim months later of shooting down 5 Pakistani fighter jets, other countries generally trust Pakistan's report, as it provided a complete chain of evidence. US President Trump has repeatedly confirmed publicly that India lost 5 jets, but Indian media attributed this to the US pressuring India to buy American weapons. This claim is self-contradictory. The US has never proactively sold weapons to India. It was Modi who, during a US visit, begged Trump to sell F-35 jets to India, and Trump listed numerous preconditions India must meet to make the purchase. The Sindoor operation cost India dearly, yet it achieved nothing but global ridicule. Why hasn't Modi been held accountable? Why are opposition leader Rahul Gandhi and the Congress Party criticized for splitting India when they demand Modi reveal the truth? This failure was celebrated nationwide for 10 days. If there's a next defeat, will the nation celebrate for a month? Another key point is Modi's declaration that India will not yield to the US and will not allow American agricultural products into the Indian market. While agriculture is vital to India, the US market is even more critical. Modi's claim of protecting farmers is merely an excuse. The real reason is that the US plans to unilaterally impose tariffs on India and demands India not retaliate. If India accepts these terms, it would face tariffs of around 20%, like Vietnam. This is India's most realistic option, as both Trump and Modi know India has no cards to play. But if Modi agrees, his tough guy image, built on projecting strength, would collapse, and he would lose all credibility. This is the same reason he fabricates lies to deny the Sindoor operation's failure. He and the BJP can only keep winning, never failing, as this is the foundation of their rule. They've made too many boasts to show any weakness. Otherwise, their system of fabricated economic data and military achievements would crumble. But for this vanity, India faces fierce US retaliation with a 50% tariff, essentially a death sentence for Indian exports to the US. Modi talks tough now, but within 6 months, he will realize that not surrendering brings even greater humiliation. Then something unbelievable happened. Modi announced India's entry into the global chip war. This left me stunned. If he boasted about India joining aircraft manufacturing or software industries, pushing for domestic substitution, I could understand, as India has long bragged in these areas. At the very least, India has the Tejas fighter jet, developed for decades but outdated before entering service. Indian companies may not rival TikTok, YouTube, or Facebook, but creating entry-level products isn't too difficult. But the chip industry? How will India start? India is neither a chip producer nor a major consumer. It lacks the rare earth resources, chemical materials, lithography machines, etching equipment, skilled industrial workers, reliable power grids, and clean water needed for chip production. The Bharat Empire still has no modern chip factories. Is India joining the chip war by developing cow dung chips to sweep the globe, as some Indian politicians have suggested? Speaking of TikTok, it's been banned in India for years. Back then, Palki Sharma and others celebrated, believing Indian companies had a historic opportunity. India launched numerous short video platforms, but all failed. The Indian market was taken over by American companies like YouTube Shorts and Instagram. This move offended China, one reason for China's sanctions on India today. Modi made this decision, yet he hasn't been held accountable. Now he plans to visit China to beg Xi Jinping for rare earths. India is in a diplomatic dead end, mocked by global media. Shouldn't Modi resign for this? In his speech, Modi repeatedly claimed India is facing invasions from various forces, stealing Indian land and job opportunities for young people. I don't know who these invaders are. Perhaps I misunderstood Palki's accent, or YouTube's Hindi translation was inaccurate. Either way, it's confusing. India's greatest invaders are Modi, his BJP clowns, and RSS fanatics. They've trapped India in a cycle of lies, ignorance, and backwardness. Modi has been in power for 11 years. 11 years ago, he boasted about Indian manufacturing replacing China as the world's factory. He's still boasting today, but what's the reality? Shouldn't Indians ask what Modi has done in these 11 years? Under Modi's leadership, India rejected RCEP, betrayed BRICS, distanced itself from Russia, and acted as the US's lapdog. When the US launched a trade war against India, India became the most isolated country on earth. The Indian government is drowning in debt, yet its massive investments often benefit Modi's friends like Adani and Ambani, without boosting India's national strength or attracting sufficient foreign investment. Foreign investment in India dropped 98% year-on-year in May, a complete disaster. Modi's government lacks credibility, earning India the label of a foreign investment graveyard. Now it's busy fighting a trade war with the US, yet Modi announced tax cuts. Are India's economists fools? 1/3 of the government's annual revenue goes to interest payments. Cutting taxes now, does that mean bankrupting the government? If government revenue falls, how will Modi's boasts of joining the chip and tech wars come true? Without government investment, can Indian companies build an expensive chip industry? Perhaps India's only option is to block all unfavorable information, like censoring channels like mine that report the truth. But can this solve India's problems? I predict that by the end of this year, Modi will either surrender to Trump or humiliatingly accept China's terms. India truly has no way out.